In the end of the music video, I think this is where we receive the real hint. I think there's a lot of symbolism in this, and I think he's going to make a mess. Okay guys, we need to talk. Is Tommy Cash a flop or a genius? In this video, I will present the case to you that we might have a Trump satire in Eurovision 2025. If this is the case or not, I will leave up to you. And in the end of presenting this case, I will also touch upon what it might mean for Estonia's winner chances, if this is indeed a Trump satire. Now, we have a lot of different elements to cover here, so I'm just gonna go straight to it, but I will present the full case. And before we begin, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much, and now let's go. Let's start with the girlfriend of Tommy Cash and the TikTok that she posted the day Tommy was on stage in Eesti Laul. You saw the TikTok, I don't need to say anything more. She wanted to portray Melania Trump. Let's just stay with that. Is that indicative of a Trump satire? I don't know. We have the attire. Tommy Cash is wearing a blue dress with an oversized red tie. This is characteristic of Trump. There's no question about it. People doing Trump satires from before use this type of clothing. What is different is that the suit in itself, it's not too oversized. Trump is known for using like too oversized dress, but here there's only the colors and it is the long tie. If you're gonna make a Trump satire, I guess this is a good start. So it's up to you. Do you regard Tommy Cash's attire as being a Trump satire or not? Next in this case, I will present to you disappointment. Tommy Cash has been boasting about how amazing he is going to do for Estonia, what his show is going to be like, the song and everything. He's been very vocal. He's been building the expectations super high, and he's using a lot of superlatives in doing this. Do you know anybody else using a lot of superlatives when speaking about themselves and what they're capable of doing?
Nobody knows. Nobody's better.
Nobody's stronger.
There's nobody bigger or better at the military than I am.
I love the First Amendment. Nobody loves it better than me.
Nobody loves the Bible more than I do.
There is nobody that respects women more than I do.
Nobody builds walls better than me. Nobody even understands it but me.
So,
Estonia, today you have to vote.
and what happened when we saw it live, guys? Were anybody super happy about the first presentation, or was people very disappointed?
I have to say I'm quite disappointed, both with the performance tonight and with the way he has conducted himself through this process.
We need to do way more than this. You can't just sell yourself in Eurovision. Eurovision is a big contest, and I am a bit upset.
I have to admit I was a little bit disappointed the first time I saw it because I had like really, really high expectations.
I'm not excited. I'm not excited.
Well, it seemed like the overwhelming response was that people were disappointed, but he still went through. That is also very interesting. Do you know anybody else that has come with a lot of promises and big words, and then when it actually comes to it, disappoints? I don't know, anyone?
On the campaign trail, he made dozens of promises.
So yeah, people were disappointed with the stage show, and you know, it actually might be deliberate. When it comes to Trump, he said he will end the war in Ukraine the first 24 hours of him becoming president. He said he would release the Epstein files. None of these things have happened. Everything has basically gone to shit.
Woke up to disasters that he created and that he is continuing to create in the United States of America and throughout the world.
The disappointment from Tommy Cash's view is a point of this multidimensional satire that he's doing. You can make up your own mind. Do you think the disappointment was intentional from this artist, or do you think it actually was a flop? If you're following the politics over there, everybody's disappointed. Everybody's, you know, it's full chaos right now. And that leads me to my next point, which is chaos. After Tommy Cash winning, there was issues, I think, with copyrights, or at least his video were taken down. And he said that if he won Eesti Laul 2025, then the real music video would be released. So again, referring back to my second point, do you know anybody else that maybe made promises they didn't follow up on and kind of made chaos as a result of that? Just, you know, anybody?
On day one, That will likewise be done on day one.
In fact, he's made at least 59 distinct day one promises.
The next point here is the stage elements. First stage element is he starts with having this cup with his signed signature on. It's a coffee cup, you know, it's the thing with the Espresso Macchiato, and it's kind of a merch. Do you know anybody else who sells merch to promote themselves with like their signatures on everything? And, you know, and it can also be a sign, the signature can also be a sign of, you know, self-obsession, self-promotion. And after he's showing this, he's throwing away the cup and everybody's like, oh, that's littering, right? Maybe it is a point of, you know, not being supportive of climate change, maybe. He also has this I love Eurovision on his suit. That is interesting. Made me think of when Donald Trump kind of proposed to the crypto community to be able to accomplish his goals.
My plan to ensure that the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world, and we'll get it done.
Also, do you know anybody else that dances in a weird way? Like, and uses dance while talking about power in that way? It's curious to see how Tommy Cash is a really, really good dancer. And the way he's dancing in this music video is by moving his knees and his arms a lot. Donald Trump is also famous for his dances. Focus on the way Donald Trump dances. And the curious thing here is that Donald Trump is using his arms and he's using his butt and he's using his knees and the rest of the body is stiff. Do you see any resemblance here? At some point, the security guards form a chair in the music video or in the live performance. This chair is quite characteristic as a throne. I'm just putting it out there. I might be completely wrong. At one point, the guards pick him up. And of course, I think that is also just a nudge to Eurovision and making fun of Eurovision. But at the same time, it can also be seen as like a narcissistic move, like everybody worship me, you know, carry me. Everything is just revolving around me as an individual. That is, you know, it can absolutely be seen as a satire in terms of the narcissistic elements. Do you know anybody else who is very narcissistic and blatantly narcissistic? Make up your own minds. And if I'm way, you know, out of this world in this analysis and I'm just like, I don't understand shit, you can tell me that as well. It's also very interesting at some point in the live performance, the guard go around him and they protect him and they always show these types of moves that he's just doing him, have no stress, just do what he wants, and the guards are always watching, and there's seems to be obviously a lot of things happening because the guards are really, you know, on their duty during this performance in so many different formations, and he's just chilling, you know. I don't know if you know anybody else that maybe are chilling while everything is about to burn up. Oh my god, that made me think about the attempt of when somebody tried to get rid of the American president. That was before he got was president, but he was in the middle and all the security guys were around him. Maybe that is the stage where this is taken from. Very iconic, and it's, you know, it's something Tommy would like to play with as a conceptual artist, very interested in culture. Anyways, a little detour there. But yeah, the guards protect him. It's very fun how they play on these masculine being guards kind of aspects. At the same time, they're like very feminine. And as soon as Tommy is trying to interact with them, they become really, really feminine. Like he stretches out his arms and they, you know, he can basically just get them around him. I think that is very interesting. But yeah, that's also a detour. And at the end of this, that is a very interesting part, because the first time I saw it, I was like, why does he end with a triangle? And then, because the only thing I was thinking about was like, is that like horse eye, or like, you know, this triangle which is connected to all these conspiracy theories, the Illuminati sign. That symbol is very deeply connected to these types of conspiracy theories, that there's somebody with the eye like watching over, and there's a hierarchy where you have some in the top that basically controls everything. Today, it is a symbol that is closely connected to MAGA and to their beliefs in the deep state.
I plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption.
So that put everything together for me. That would be like the perfect way to end the Trump satire, with this like statement of deep state. And then made a TikTok video showing like now reality can be everything. Just a little indication that something is going on here, which is not what it seems.
Now, Reality can be whatever.
The next point I'm going to shed light on in this case is the lyric. So, 4. That's why I'm sweating like a mafioso. This could be a tongue-in-cheek reference to power, corruption, or high-stakes business dealings. Trump has been accused of having connections to shady business figures, though not directly to the mafia. But to be frank, he put out an AI-generated picture of himself as a mafioso.
If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks.
Do you know anybody who has just recently linked themselves to the mafia? Anyone? Possible symbolism and hidden Trump references in their performance. I told you what I thought about it. Let's see what ChatGPT thinks about it. 2. Braggadocio and wealth flaunting. The lyric repeatedly emphasizes wealth, private jets, gold, and working around the clock, which mirrors Trump's self-promotional style. Trump is known for boasting about his financial success, love of luxury, and constant work ethic. 3. Over-the-top persona. Tommy Cash's exaggerated, almost cartoonish mannerisms fit a satirical portrayal of powerful, egotistical figures. Trump's public persona has often been described as a larger-than-life, theatrical, and self-exaggerating, making him a prime subject for parody. Conclusion: while not explicitly about Trump, the visuals, long red tie, blue shirt, lyrical themes, luxury, power, excess, and satirical tone strongly suggest that Trump could be a hidden reference in this performance. The Just Klein music video together with Tommy Cash.
The world remains divided and hope is fading.
They talked about fuck the EBU. There was a lot of mentions and
wanna vote Kamala and also vote Trump.
And it was like, I think fuck the EBU. That was the point of the video.
Fuck the EBU, I don't want to go to court.
They talked about I want to vote Camilla but also vote Trump. All of these things.
So like it, I want to
Trump was mentioned.
Wanna vote Kamala and also vote Trump.
And the symbolism in the end, you see that Just Klein is standing with putting like a rose inside tanks while Tommy is there and he's getting blown away, basically stating how Just last year wanted to unify Europe and being like the white part of the yin-yang, you know, and he tried to meet it with love, the politic aspect, and it went to shit for him, we can say. Now Tommy is coming in, the other, like the young aspect, being black. I think there's a lot of symbolism in this, and I think he's going to make a mess and like a vendetta for Just Klein. In his stage show, you saw yellow lights with the equality sign, which some people have stated might be a reference to equality. The next one is the X on the back of him at the stage, which people are saying can indicate Elon Musk and X. I don't know if you have seen it, but on the back of him on stage you can actually see an amen. He has also a note. I also think if you just write post-it Donald Trump, you will find this. Basically, Donald Trump is famous for a post-it in a court setting. So yeah, you can look into that if you would like to. Next up is the Espresso Macchiato music video. It's a lot of symbolism coming here, but basically what we see throughout is that Tommy is creating a new character of himself. Macchiato is meaning like having a little dash of something inside something else, and it's basically him showing the milk aspect of this thing, but still the main basis of it is the coffee, which is the main ingredients. And you see a lot of things here, but you see him has one personality, which is the original Espresso Macchiato guy, and then you had this new character, which is basically very like jolly and like want to just please everybody. And but I think there's a lot of hints here. One direct hint is if you see the guy who is dressed in the sugar thing when they're, you know, coffee and whatever milk and sugar, you see that the sugar is actually spelled sugar, not or sugar. Yeah. Anyways, you can see how it's spelled and you see it's something wrong. This is used by artists to indicate that something is off. I think this is his direct hint here. And then you can also see some symbolism in terms when he is the coffee and you have the sugar and the milk. You see the Starbucks people are like wanting to pour in stuff, and in the beginning they're like, oh, thank you. And then suddenly, for some reason, they just turn away. And it's like a little bit afraid almost. I think that's also some symbolism in there. You can think of that what you like. In the end of the music video, I think this is where we receive the real hint. When he's going up in the balloon, and you see the one character is waving at people and being happy and like pleasing. And then he turns around and he does like something like that. But I feel like that is the biggest hint to what this is actually all about. Referring back to the sugar aspect, and he's basically saying something is off. So please, let's discuss in the comment section. The next one is his outfit at the Madrid pre-party. He came in to the pre-party with a yellow tie. Guess who just had a yellow tie? Yeah, you might guessed it. He also had a skirt. And a skirt is something that can be connected to Scotland, which is where the mother of Trump is from. And also he had a bottle, like a water bottle, on the skirt. And if you search up Trump water bottle, you will see an interesting connection.
President Donald Trump having his own bottle moment. Trump's incessant mocking of Rubio last year has now come back to haunt him, lighting up social media for all the wrong reasons.
At the press party at Madrid, it was a very interesting thing that happened because Tommy chose to only talk to like 3 reporters and he gave them a lot of time. And the guidelines for the press party in Madrid is very specific. You cannot talk to an artist more than 2 to 3 minutes or you will be rushed away. But Tommy deliberately chose only to talk to a few outlets for a long time with a huge queue, which never got to talk to anybody. As you probably know, there's somebody else that has always also done this.
Foreshadowing what Trump himself now calls a war with the media that covers the administration. Much of the White House press corps is still bristling after the administration barred CNN, the New York Times, and other major news outlets.
The last one. So Tommy Cash just released a new dance video, and I think you will find it quite interesting, referring back to my first video.
Espresso Macchiato
The next point I'm going to shed light on in this case is the lyric. So I will put the lyric up on the screen now, and then I will go through what ChatGPT said about it. I asked ChatGPT about, I'm wondering if this lyric might be referring to Trump. Could you see if there's any links here, even though they are abstract or disguised? So I sent the lyric and ChatGPT said, this lyric seems to contain abstract, exaggerated and possibly satirical references to wealth, power and indulgence. Here's a breakdown of possible links. 1. I like to fly private with 24 carats. Trump is well known for flying on private jets, including his personal Boeing 757, Trump Force One. 24 carats could refer to gold, a material Trump has frequently associated with luxury, his penthouse, Trump Tower, interiors, etc. Well, we know he is interested in things like gold and jewels. Point 2. Also, my house is very awesome. Trump has often bragged about his properties from Trump Tower to Mar-a-Lago. The wording is simple but boastful, which reflects his speech patterns. It's very awesome, sounds like something Trump might say. Point 3. My money numerous, I work around the clock. Trump frequently emphasizes his wealth and work ethic, often claiming he works tirelessly for success. 5. Life is like spaghetti, it's hard until you make it. Could reference the idea of making it in America. Trump often talks about his rise in business, though with a small loan from his father. The spaghetti metaphor could also hint at Italian-American business connections, a subtle nod to Trump's real estate dealings and past controversies. 6. No stress is gonna be espresso. Trump has a no worries public persona, often brushing off criticism. Espresso is fast, intense, and strong, which could symbolize his bold, aggressive personality and a need for efficacy. Like he recently tweeted to Elon Musk that he should be more aggressive, like, you know, do it faster. That's all he's talking about. So
Getting it done quickly, very quickly.
I don't know. Maybe Espresso Macchiato is a little hint of how Trump just wants to get deals done and not necessarily how or, you know, why. Anyways, I'm just throwing it out there. 7. Hello, beauty. I'm Tommaso, addicted to tobacco. I like my coffee. Very important. Very important is a phrase Trump has used frequently, almost as a catchphrase. Tommaso could be a generic, rich, European-sounding name, but it might symbolize a high-powered businessman or politician. Do you think the reference is meant to be mocking, neutral, or even admiring? I will leave that question up to you. And I will also leave the question if you think that this is a Trump satire that we're going to see in the final in Eurovision 2025 or not. I'd also like to point out that I know that Tommy Cash is extremely serious in his craft and he does not do anything for a whim, you know? And think of being in his shoes. You are a serious artist, you're making, if this is the case, a Trump satire. He's also said that he doesn't do political stuff, or at least he hasn't done it so far. It's what is meant to be escapism, at least from before. But say, you know, unrelated to where you find yourself on the political spectrum, that you are today going to participate in Eurovision 2025 in Basel with the Trump satire, connecting him to the mafia, the wealth, the richness, you know. How would you react when you won in Eesti Laul? Would you be like, yay, you know, or would you maybe still try to be in character? And that might explain why a lot of people have, you know, also reacted so negatively to his reaction, because I think it was so obvious that he was still in character at that point. I'm not sure if you have seen the Trump winning speech when he won the election, but might take a little look at that as well. He did some, but other than that, kind of the same look.
Thank you very much. Wow. Thank you all very much. This is great.
You make up your own mind. Now I have presented you the case that this is a Trump satire and that is what we're going to see in Eurovision. Please tell me in the comment section what you guys think about this. If this actually is a Trump satire, would that change your mind regarding this song or this performance or this whole show? Like, would this change your mind regarding Estonia's participant for Eurovision 2025? And again, if this is the case, with everything that is going on around us today, how do you think that fact, if it is a fact, would potentially influence the voting in Eurovision 2025? I'm very curious to know your opinion. I would love to hear it. If it is a multidimensional one. It is maybe one of the most interesting concepts that we have had in Eurovision. And the timing as well is so interesting. Tommy Cash has been usually like 2 years before all the trends. Since I got to know him, he has been predicting a lot of things, and that is always interesting, and he's been playing with it. And it might seem like he just timed this perfectly. if nothing else, this is very, very interesting, right? Please tell me in the comment section what you guys think. And now we have been talking so much about Trump, so I just want to end this video by saying Slava Ukraina, we stand with you, Ukraine. If Europe is looking for a leader right now, look no further than Zelensky. That is everything that we need right now in a leader. So thank you so much for standing up to Trump. Thank you for showing us what a true leader is. If you appreciate this video, then please like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. It would really help us out, and thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the comment section. Bye. I can't answer everybody anymore, so I will answer everyone that subscribes to this channel, and let's figure out together if this is a Trump satire or not. I would also love to hear if you completely disagree with this theory. So yeah, let's see you in the comment section, and happy Eurovision 2025.